Hey guys, I just wanted to keep this video kind of simple and open-ended and all that kind of stuff. All right, so here we are talking about second Passover now, and yes, no one knows the day of the hour, but look at the verse before it, Matthew 24, verse 35. It's talking about when heaven and earth pass away, not about the rapture. So, don't discourage people that are looking and watching and waiting for their blessed hope. And we might not actually figure it out, but I think that God's going to want to show us. Now, what was all that study stuff? I'm going to do this so it doesn't time out on me. What was all that study stuff? I think what was going on here is I really think God wanted me to point to 2022. The reason why I have this picture up is because I sang Mighty to Save. I literally put, you can move your mountains. I changed the lyrics. God prompted on my heart to go look at the video at the time. And at the time, it had 2022 views. The same day, I put a joke on my community wall about Hebrews. Aaron means mountains, and in Hebrews, mountains equals 2022. I don't think I was eating pizza, and that all just randomly there was no clarity there, And also, I had, just before Passover, I had 2022 members in my Discord. Like, after I sort of prayed for God to make that happen, like, I really think he was really pointing me to 2022s. And if you go back to my studies on Passover, if you even just ignore the rapture date itself, like, there are so many twos in the Bible that it's incredible. Twos, chapter 22s. There's two angels here, two angels there, 2 by 2s in the ark. 2 angels came to Sodom. Lot and his 2 daughters came out. There was 2 nights in a row when that all happened. Like, there was Martha and Mary waiting for Jesus. Jesus waited 2 days. On and on it goes with the twos. It's nuts with the twos. And so I really think God's pointing us to 2022. I really think so. And if we're still here after 2022, well, I'm just going to be as confused as anybody else, and that's okay. Hey, this is not meant to be perfect. It's a sloppy. Love is sloppy. I don't know what else to say, So anyway, let's just do a quick light study on second Passover and some thoughts and some open-ended questions on the whole thing. And one thing that I was thinking is, what if second Passover is actually designed for the bride of Christ? What if first Passover is designed for the groom and second Passover is designed for the wife? The groom is the head of the household and the wife is, second. But if you look at it through spiritual lens, what if maybe the bride is number 2, right? Like, what if second Passover was actually designed for the bride? That's just a big question I've got. And the other question is, how long was it between the creation of Adam and the creation of Eve? Was it 30 days gap? Was there, what kind of gap was there? I don't know. I don't even know if we can actually find that answer, but if somebody can find that answer, that would be a really great answer to ask and to answer. And of course, in Genesis 2:2, Eve is brought to Adam. So let's just look at a few notes here. Nothing nuts, nothing crazy. So what did I have here in my notes? So Genesis 7, verse 1. Oh yeah, an angel, you can check out my community wall. Angel made a really good comment pointing to the 17th day of the second month. In Genesis 7, Noah goes onto the ark 7 days before everything goes nuts. So he goes, okay, Lord Noah, came thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. For yet 7 days I will cause it to rain. Okay, so basically Noah enters the ark. If we're looking at this in the lens of Passover, he enters the ark on the 10th day of the second month. So it's exactly what happened with Jesus. Jesus comes in on a donkey on the 10th day of the first month. They collect the donkey on the 10th day of the first month, and then the 14th day of the first month is when Passover starts. But so basically Noah and his family goes on the ark, equivalent to when Jesus comes in on a donkey into Jerusalem. You follow what I'm saying? And then over here in Genesis 7:11, in the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, in the 17th day of the month, the same day, were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were open. And when you go look at the word windows, we've got this word lattice here. And then you're reminded of Song of Solomon, when he's looking through the lattice. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep this really simple and light. I don't want to go really, really deep into everything. But again, we have this love story once again of this lattice, and the windows were open. And this really looks like a crazy day. And we know that in Luke 17, it's just like the days of Noah, just like the days of Lot. And Noah, his wife doesn't have a name, and same with Lot, his wife doesn't have a name. And I think that's because it represents the plural, the bride, the plurality of the bride of Christ waiting. I think that's what's going on there with the nameless wives. And Noah's story, there two by two came in, not 3 by 3s. And in Lot's story, there was 2 angels that came, and the door protected them, and the 2 daughters came out with Lot. So the 2s are everywhere in Noah's story. The 2s are in the Lot story, and here we are in the second month, 17th day, Genesis 7:11. So that's something to just food for thought. Okay, another little side note here. Genesis 7, I did that. Okay, now Jubilees, chapter 3. I know some people are like, don't read that, whatever. Hey, it's history, whatever. Take it for what it is and use your own discernment. But it says in Jubilees, chapter 3, verse 17, I know you can't really see it that well, but it says, and after the completion of the 7 years, which he had completed there, 7 years exactly, and in the second month, on the 17th day of the month, the serpent came and approached the woman. And the serpent said to the woman, hath God commanded you, saying, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? So essentially, she ate the fruit on I'll put it a little closer here. She ate the fruit on the second month of the 17th day. It's really interesting that basically they went from a perfect garden to sin entering the world by choice. And then, of course, Adam, the groom, responds by entering into that whole thing with her. He knew what he was signing up for when he ate the fruit. Just like Jesus knew what he was signing up for when he died on the cross for us. I find that really interesting that the bride, again, made her choice on 2/17, second month, 17th day. And the flood happened on second month, 17th day. And I know that Passover is, let's just go there now. Let's go to Numbers 9. That's another interesting thing. It says that it's just one day. It's like the 14th day of the second month. But what if second Passover was, the whole week was supposed to mirror the first Passover? And so, wrong chapter here, Numbers 9. So they're talking about Passover, keep it in the 14th day, okay, and if you miss it, okay, they go, Moses, what if we miss it? Moses, okay, let me talk to God, and there's Aaron, that's my name right there, once again, 2 by 2, Moses and Aaron, the 2 guys, bringing them out of Egypt, all these 2s everywhere, it's like in your face. In fact, even in Genesis chapter 22, let's just go there real quick. I'm distracted. I know I'm all over the place, but I want to keep it simple and quick and all that. What happens is the angel talked to them after the second time, and the angel of the Lord called out to Abraham out of heaven the second time. This is when Abraham brought his son up the mountain that 2022 was going to go sacrifice him. And anyway, you've got all this beautiful stuff written in verse 15, 16, and 17 of chapter 22. And then even just the Greek number 2217, it's like mist and clouds. And maybe we'll talk about that a bit, but let's just go back to Numbers. So 14th day, Passover. Okay, and if you miss it, look, if you guys miss it, we're going to do this. The 14th day of the second month is going to be called second Passover. If you've touched the dead body, and on it goes, basically. Or if you've been on a journey and you just couldn't make it. It's in Numbers 9:11, and we all know 9:11 means emergency, right? Okay. So here we are, Passover shall be cut off, strangers. But then after all this second Passover business, it starts talking about clouds and tabernacles, and we know that tabernacle is like a bridal chamber, and the cloud covered, and they're directed by the cloud, and the cloud, and the cloud, and here's the cloud, and the tabernacle, and the cloud, and the tents, and the bridal chamber, and the clouds, and the clouds are in the sky, and the clouds are above the mountains, and what do I say? See in the clouds, and okay, here we go again, right? It's like, this is kind of frustratingly too perfect. Tabernacle, bridal chamber, clouds all over the place. So going back to, let's just see if any other notes here. Well, yeah, so mist is 2217. Okay, before I get to that, Patrick left a good comment, and it goes, hey, Aaron, it figures as before, when I come to a high watch that I get new info. Very frustrating. This is my latest from this morning. Did you know that May 14th, 1948 to May 14th, 2022 is 888 months? The next day there is a total lunar eclipse. If you think about it, those who handled Yeshua's body were contaminated and thus could not celebrate Passover until 30 days later at the second Passover. This second Passover is 888 months from May 14th, 1948. Okay, very cool. And Wackadoodle Simone put out two really great videos pointing to how significant this blood moon is in the significance of the anniversary of Israel's birthday. I will have to try and link those videos in the description box if I remember. And he was also pointing to like a 6-month season as in now-ish, just like myself. And just so you guys know, and I've already said it many times, but my confusion will really escalate if we're here past June 25th. I'm sure God will reveal things, but it certainly looks like the season. Okay, so let's go back to Mist real quick. And, okay, by the way, before I go to Mist, I know I'm all over the place. I'll have a more organized video down the road, I think. But it's just what I'm saying. 2250, I noticed that when I was doing my study on 2240, I noticed 2250 actually is like talking about days. It means days, 2250, as in maybe the 2s are pointing to 2022 and 5 is pointing to the month, but there's all these verses: at that day I will come, at this day I will come, at that day I will come. I mean, we can do a longer, deeper study on that, but the day, and even in that verse that everybody loves to quote, Matthew 24, verse 36, let's just go over here and get it. Let's go over here. Let's just move this over here. This app is called eSword, by the way, if anybody is interested in that. But, okay, Matthew 24, verse 36. But of that day, right there is our 2250. And that's basically when a lot of those passages when it says nobody knows the day or of that day or when the great day happens, and just like the days of Noah, we've got this 2250. So again, it's frustratingly perfect. So great for things to be happening. Giving in marriage, and then they're going to go on the ark, and then, when we go back to the ark story, which I just said, 2nd month, 17th day. I mean, I don't know. Was this just so easy for us to see it? I don't know. It's so great to see these connections, and then it's frustrating to see these things pass. But hey, I'm a human. What are you gonna do? So the 2250 is talking about the day. It's all over the place. Don't need to go into a deep study there. But I want to just show you one more thing, and then we'll pack it in here. So G2217 is mist, but it's also like darkness and cloud. Okay, so there's a mist right there. So let's go to 2 Peter 2:17. 2 Peter 2:17. Here we go. 2 Peter 2:17. Okay, let's move this over a bit. These are wells without water, clouds that are carried with a tempest, to whom the mist of darkness is reserved forever. So mist, if you look into the word of mist, it is gloom, a cloud, blackness, darkness, and a mist. If you read Acts chapter 2, I don't need to go into that right now, and Joel chapter 2. Acts chapter 2, guys, and Joel chapter 2. It's talking about a blood moon, and then it's talking about the great day, right? Like, what's going to happen here is when Jesus comes on the clouds, as we know in 4:16, 4:17 of Thessalonians, I'm going to come on the cloud, I'm going to call you up. What's going to happen here is there literally needs to be dark clouds. There needs to be a dark mist. This has to happen because his glory is so great that everybody will die in his presence if he does not hide himself behind darkness, behind the clouds. If we go back up to, so basically 2217 is mist, but it's also darkness. So it'll be a day of darkness and judgment. Here it is again. Delivered in judgment, 2217. Gloom, a shrouding of like a cloud, blackness, darkness, mist. So there's going to be a separation. For those that are in Christ, our bodies will be changed, glorified, will be on the other side. We'll see the brightness of his coming, and we'll be transformed in an instant and of a twinkling of an eye. But the people that are left behind are going to need a thick, thick cloud of darkness to protect them from the sight of Jesus, because it's going to be so, like, his glory, everybody will burn up in his glory. So he literally needs thick clouds of darkness. And so we've got this connection with 2217, 2022, potentially the 17th day, which translates to second Passover potentially, and it potentially translates to the resurrection day as well. Like Genesis is talking about the 17th day, second month, the Noah story. So what if it's literally going to be the 17th day of the second month, right around this blood moon, like, where God's going to come, Jesus is going to come in the clouds, literally, have literal clouds of darkness, literally, and it's going to bring judgment to the world, literally, while he glorifies his bride in that. And is second Passover for the bride of Christ? I don't know. So we can certainly dig into this way more and deeper and ask way more questions. And here we are in 2 Peter chapter 2, looking at this. And then just to remind you, like when Moses talked to God in the mountains. So here he's sitting in the mountains in the 2022, and he's talking with God. And what did God say? Okay, I got to protect you. I'm going to put my hand over you while I pass over you. You can't see my full glory, or else you're dead. You're dead, man. So I have to block you in some way. And so he blocked him in a certain way, just so he couldn't see all his glory. It was just too much. And so when Jesus comes on the clouds, he needs to block himself with something, with darkness. He has to, or else everybody's going to be fried up. So it's pretty remarkable that the number for this word of darkness, this mist, is 2217, which literally could translate to the 17th day of the second month. So I've got more questions than answers for you with all this, but this is where my mind is right now. I'm certainly trying my best to avoid the date thing. I'm trying to look at the season as well, but it's very hard to look at things and ignore them when you see them. And, one more story too. I was in the car the other day, and, ain't no mountain high enough, because I'm really thinking 2022 has got to be it. Baby, there ain't no mountain high enough. Anyway, after this whole Passover passed, I was, obviously a little bit down, a little bit frustrated. Like, what was that? Just like Mary and Martha. Jesus, you should have came. Why did you wait 2 more days or whatever, right? Well, because he said, I've got to show my glory. I got a plan. You guys don't see it right now, but I got a plan. I'm going to raise him up, But anyway, I was sitting in the car, and that song came on. I'm like, ain't no mountain. I can't do this, Jesus. Like, this is frustrating. The Enrico inside of me, right? I don't want to hear this song right now, Anyway, that's the general scoop on second Passover and my thoughts. Could second Passover be for the bride, where the two become one, as it says in Genesis, right after Eve is brought to Adam, right out of his rib, right? And Jesus on Passover came right out of his rib. Jesus says Psalm 22 on the cross. He says, my God, twice. And, we have the deliverance word in verse 4, but we also have some deliverance words in verse 5 of Psalms 22. Well, I'll go there real quick before we pack in this video. I know I got so many things going on in my thoughts here, but so we've got thou that deliver them, and then they cried unto thee and were delivered. They were delivered. Again, there it is in verse 5. Verse 6, but I am a worm and no man, a reproach of man and despised of all people. Okay, so verse 6 doesn't sound too rapture-y. There's no deliverance word there. Sounds more judgy than deliverance-y. All they that see me laugh me to scorn. They shoot out the lip. They seek the head, saying, okay, that doesn't sound too rapture there. Verse 8, okay, there's 2 delivery words. All right, so I guess that could be something. But anyway, there's a deliverance word in verse 5 too. So what are you going to do? There it is. I don't know. Just present what I see. One day closer. See you in the clouds. Go, Jesus, go. Love you. Bye.